Brendan McPhillips, joined by
James Wynn.
And today we'll be doing the Mets Padres broadcast today. And now we're getting a little behind. Darvish is on the mound against Brandon Nimmo. Will step up to the plate. Brandon Nimmo.
All right, we're underway as the first delivery from Darvish just gets in there, paint in the zone, 0-1. Nimmo takes one looking. Nimmo
is 4 for 23 on the road trip. He has 0 home runs with 3 RBIs.
All right.
Not the best road trip for Nimmo there.
The one pitch to Nimmo. He chick swings at that one, and he did not go at that ball in the dirt. 1-1.
1-1. And Brandon Nimmo's career against Darvish is he is 2 for 15 with 0 home runs, 0 RBIs, and 3 strikeouts, and he has a 133 average. Brandon Nimmo, the third pitch of the at-bat, he swings. Darvish with the 93 mile per hour. Looks like, was that a sinker there?
Yep, that was a sinker. You know, Nimmo, a great overall hitter, is hitting .258 this season, and he swung through that one. 1-2 count for Nimmo. Juan Soto will not be in the lineup today. He fouled a ball off his left foot in Tuesday's game and is dealing with a bruised foot. The 1-2 to Nimmo, he swings through that one, a K for Darvish, and we have one out here in the top of the first. 4 pitches for Darvish right now. All right.
Yep. Our Padres starting infield, we got Manny Machado at third base, Jose Iglesias, the old Met, at shortstop.
Martin Maldonado, a great overall catcher. And in center field, the young boy, Jackson Merrill, in center. And we got some guys.
The pitch to Vientos, and that's way outside.
1-0 to Vientos.
Vientos, he's DHing for the day. He has an 8-game hitting streak, and he's a 357 average during this 8-game hitting streak span.
This season, he is a 234. And let's see the 1-0 pitch from Darvish. That's inside. Ball 2. Excuse me. All right. He takes in an 82 mile per hour sweeper. All right. The 2-0 pitch to Vientos.
And that's another ball. That's going to be outside. He's going to go with that was a 92 mile per hour. Let's round it up to 93 mile per hour sinker. So you could see Darvish has gone fastball, sweeper, sinker. Let's see what he'll go with this. He has a large pitching rotation. He goes about through 8 pitches. And yes. Vientos takes on that one. That's a called strike with the 86 mile per hour slider.
All right. Yes, a great arsenal from you, Darvish. Came from the Japanese team alongside with Shohei Ohtani, Yamamoto, Roki Sasaki. All right. So that one takes in for Vientos. It is currently a 3-1 count.
3-1 to Vientos for the 9th pitch of the day for Darvish.
And he swings through that one, 86.4 mile per hour slider. He gets that one at the bottom of the zone, just clipped, just like Picasso. Paint in the zone here in the top of the first with the full count here with 1 away. Let's see what he can do here.
The full count delivery to Vientos. And that's a little... For a base hit gets through Iglesias, the retired Met. Not retired Met, old Met. And that's a single for Vientos.
And just chips that one into the outfield. A nice blue pit to start off the inning.
Yep, as the old saying goes, James, a bloop and a blast. Let's see if Vientos can do that. Now Lindor steps up to the plate. He's been solid all season. He's batting .248. And his career against you, Darvish,
is a .300 batting average.
Yep, he's 6 for 22, 1 home run, 5 RBIs, and 7 strikeouts.
And he fouls off that one. 0-1 count.
He looks like he's swinging big. Like I said, a bloop and a blast, a bloop and a blast. Let's see if they can do that. That was fouled off to Lindor.
Lindor has a .248 average on the season. The 0-1 to Lindor. That's outside. 1-1.
It's like he won with a splitter there. Like I said, he has a very large arsenal under his belt. And again, just for those tuning in, we have a runner on first, which is Mark Vientos. Juan Soto will not be playing today after a bruised foot. And that's a strike swinging on the 72-mile-per-hour curveball.
Swings through that one. We have a 1-2 count, one runner on, and one out here in the top of the first. Swings through that hanging curveball. All right, here we go. The 1-2 to Lindor. Could they get this ball on the ground? But no, he pops it up in the infield.
Manny Machado will get under that for the out. And that's 2 outs.
2 outs. All right, now stepping up to the plate, Pete Alonso. He's a .261 average.
They call him the polar bear, even though he was born and raised in Tampa Bay. That's a 72-mile-per-hour curveball called strike.
Alonso, 4 for 41 since the All-Star break. Not doing too good. He's a .261 average here with 2 away, an 0-1 count, and a runner on first here on the top of the first. The 0-1 to Alonso, that's low in the dirt for 1-1.
He went with a sweeper there.
His chase rate for the pre-break is 27%, and post-break is 36%.
Alonso, the pitch he swings.
Lines that one. And that is
caught. Yeah, that's caught for the out. And now
by Luis Arias, the second baseman who is currently playing first today. The former Marlin, a great overall contact hitter, who I'm surprised hasn't gotten a batting title yet in his young career. All right.
And for our Mets in the field for the Mets, at our catcher we have Francisco Alvarez. At first base, as usual, we have Pete Alonso. At second base, we have Brett Beatty. And at shortstop, as usual, we have Lindor. And at third base, we have Ronnie Mauricio. And we have Brandon Nimmo in left field. Center field, we have Tyrone Taylor. And filling in for Soto, we have McNeil at left field.
All right.
And James, take it away with our batters due up for the Padres.
The due up for the Padres is going to be Fernando Tatis Jr., Luis Arias, and Manny Machado. 3 of some of the best hitters in Major League Baseball. You know, one's power, one's contact, and one's a good balance. So let's see if the Padres can do any damage in this bottom of the first inning. Eddie, what do you think? How do you think this bottom of the first inning is going to go with some great hitters in their lineup coming up next?
I know. I mean, as Mets fan, I hope they strike out the side. But not as a Mets fan.
Yeah.
Fernando Tatis Jr. He's, like we said, great power. I mean, he can hit the ball deep, he can hit the ball far, and he can hit the ball well. So let's see. Maybe he'll get a leadoff hit, which will give the Padres some confidence.
Yep, Fernando has a .269 average. He's tied for 57. Not the best. He has 17 homers, 44 RBIs, and an .817 OPS. Now up to the plate, Fernando. Here we go.
And on the mound for the Mets, we have Clay Holmes,
former Yankee. All right, 1-0 takes a pitch in the dirt.
And his average against Holmes is .333. He has no strikeouts, 1 RBI, and he's 1 for 3 in total.
And he grounds that one down the third base line, and that is foul. All right, 1-1.
Clay Holmes this season, he has 21 starts. He's 9-5, and he has a .340 ERA.
All right, the 1-1 pitch to Tatis. He grounds that one to the shortstop, Lindor. Lindor fires over to first and records the out for the Mets. All right, now stepping up to the plate, Luis Arias. Arias has a .293 batting average, 6 homers for the season, 41 RBIs, and a .732 OPS. not doing too great this season. Was a great contact hitter last season. Had some of the highest batting averages that we've ever seen. When how long I've been an announcer for, I've never seen someone pull off something like that. All right, Arias takes a pitch outside, 1-0 count. Luis has a 12-game hitting streak, 396 average during the span. So coming up with some great contact after the All-Star break, and he paints that one for a strike, 1-1 count.
Those are eyes against the Mets. He's played 19 games. He's batting a 240 average. The pitch, that's
lined out into center, and that's going to get down for a hit.
Base hit.
Rods has 2 career home runs in his 19 games against the Mets.
Oh, nothing really Taylor could do with that. That was just a great ball hit in a great position.
All right, Manny Machado now stepping up to the plate. He has a 301 average, 20 homers, 69 RBIs, and an 872 OPS. His birthplace was in Miami, Florida. He's 6'2", 218 pounds, and the delivery from Holmes. That's smacked on the line, and that's going to get down into center. Now Arias looking to round, but he is going to stay at second. Runner on first and second with 1 out.
All right, next up for the Padres, batting now for the Padres, we have Merrill, the center fielder Merrill.
Jackson Merrill has a 263 batting average, 7 homers, 40 RBIs, and a 728 OPS. The 0-0 pitch to Merrill, that's grounded. Could be 2-ball, but they fired a first. That's a fielder's choice. Second and third, 2 outs.
Yeah, Merrill with the ground out to second. Machado was safe at second, and Arias was safe at third. Next up, we have Bogaerts.
Xander Bogaerts. He has 7 homers this season, a 267 average, 37 RBIs, and a 724 OPS. He was born in Aruba.
Bogaerts ready for the Clay Holmes delivery, and that almost hit him in the knees.
All right, a ball inside, 1-0 count.
He
with Jake Cronenworth on deck, the lefty hitter.
Let's see if Holmes can get maybe like a strikeout here just to boost him and the Mets' confidence. All right, Clay Holmes now. The delivery to Bogaerts, and that's another ball inside, 96-mile-per-hour sinker. He won again with another sinker, 2 96-mile-per-hour sinkers for this at-bat against Bogaerts. Now, Clay Holmes, he's getting ready from the belt. And he'll fire. And that's a called strike with the 82-mile-per-hour sweeper from Clay Holmes.
All right. 2-1 pitch to Xander Bogaerts coming up. All right. The wind, the kick, the pitch from Clay Holmes. That's going to be inside, a 3-1 count.
3-1, that's a ball. Another sinker that hit 96 mile per hour. Sinker's not really working out for Clay Holmes today.
Nope. Just can't find the zone there. And a great hitter, Jake Cronenworth, up next.
The 3-1 count
Xander.
to Bogaerts. And it looks like there's an issue with the pitch comm. And it looks like Alvarez and Holmes resolved it, but it looks like there's a quick little malfunction with pitch comm there.
Yep. Pitcher step off. All right. 3-1. Holmes delivers to Xander Bogaerts. And he's going to walk. That's a pitch up and in. And that's going to be ball 4. He's going to take his base on that one. Now stepping up to the plate, Jake Cronenworth, a great hitter with 8 home runs in the season, a 242 average, 32 RBIs, and a 736 OPS.
And this series, he's 2 for 8 with 1 RBI. The second baseman, Jake Cronenworth.
Let's see if he can do anything here with the bases loaded with 2 outs. Very tricky situation.
The pitch, and that's right down the middle with a. There goes the sinker now. Hit 96 again, but he found his spot.
Yep. Finally gets it in there for a strike. Holmes has 14 pitches currently in the bottom of the first. All right. The 0-1 pitch to Cronenworth. He swings through that one low and in the zone, and that gets him with 0-2. 0-2 count at 88.4 mile per hour changeup for 2 strikes, no balls. Here with the bases loaded, a very tricky situation. Can Holmes get out of this pickle?
Let's see.
All right. The 0-2 delivery. Jake Cronenworth swings through that one. Strike 3.
He got a piece of that, but Alvarez in the zone caught it.
All right.
Padres have 2 hits.
Now into the end of the first. The Mets have 2.
James, what do you think's going to happen here? Coming on, I mean, it was an early game. Looks like Padres have energy early. What do you think's going to go on?
Yeah, they do have 2 hits, which shows some signs of life that they can definitely get some runs on the board. Although kind of sold that opportunity with Cronenworth, a great hitter that was up. Even though they didn't get any runs on the board, I think they can succeed if they just keep up the good pitching, good fielding. And they just, get those hits in, knock in some runs, and I think they'll be just fine. All right. So, our due-up hitters for the Mets, we have Jeff McNeil. Eddie?
We have Jeff McNeil batting 5th. We have Alvarez batting 6th, and we have Ronnie Mauricio. He's been on a bit of a hot streak. He's batting 7th for the day. This season, McNeil has a 251 average, and Alvarez has a 246 average. While Ronnie Mauricio, he's batting 244. He really upped that average from 167, don't you think, James?
Yep. All right, so for the Mets hitting stats, they have 1 hits, 0 homers, 1 total base, 1 runner left on base, while the Padres have 3 runners left on base after they sold that opportunity with the bases loaded for Jake Cronenworth. They have 2 total bases, 0 homers, 2 hits.
And we're just going to give you a quick little MLB update of the current games that are going on. In the top of the ninth, the Braves and the Kansas City Royals are tied at 0-0.
All right, let's see if anything can happen in that game. Let's see if they go into extras.
In the middle of the 8th.
Yeah, 2 great teams battling it out here. The Padres have 1 strikeout, 11 strikes, 1 hit allowed, and 0 walks for their pitching stats. Now to the plate, Jeff McNeil.
And that's a called ball outside. He went with the 93 mile per hour sinker. Jeff McNeil, the pitch, that's outside, another outside ball, 80 mile per hour sweeper, 2-0 count. Like I mentioned earlier, McNeil's batting 251.
We have a lot of injured Mets and injured Padres for the injury report on today.
McNeil, he flies one out to the center field, left fielder, and that is caught by Gavin Sheets. Now Alvy will step up to the plate. He's been pretty good in his return from the minors. Would you agree?
Yeah, he really has, just showing as a strong catcher, especially with his hitting stats skyrocketing up compared to his hitting stats before he got sent down to the minors. So yeah, has improved a lot. Let's see what he can do here with one away. The 0-0 to Alvy. It's a high strike, gets in there.
Yep, a high strike up there. Yep, that was a 94 mile per hour four-seam fastball.
Swings through that one.
Swings through that one. He went with the 86 mile per hour slider. Darvish did. Already 0-2 count to Alvarez. Oh, excuse me. Alvarez took a timeout there. See if he can recollect himself after 0-2 count. Pitch. And that's a ball outside. He went with the 87-mile-per-hour slider there. 1-2 count.
Swings through that one for the K. Darvish records 2 outs.
2 outs. And is that his second strikeout of the day? Let's see.
All right. The Mets injury report.
That's his second strikeout of the day for.
They have Rafael Ortega, Juan Soto, Paul Blackburn, Jose Siri, and Yacasel Rios.
And now the pitch to Ronnie Mauricio. That's a called strike, 86 miles per hour. He did not swing with the slider.
Mauricio has a 244 average this season. For the San Diego Padres injury report, they have Michael King, the pitcher, Ethan Salas, the rising star catcher, and the 0-1 pitch to Mauricio. He fouls that one off behind the catcher. We have an 0-2 count.
Ronnie Mauricio has 7 hits in his last 17 at-bats. He's batting .412. All
right, now continuing with the Padres injury report, the starting pitcher, Joe Musgrove, is also injured, and the relief pitcher, Johnny Brito. All of them are on the 60-day IL, besides the rising prodigy, Ethan Salas, on the 7-day.
And that's another ball outside. Excuse me, that's the first ball outside of the at-bat. 1 for 2. With the 82-mile-per-hour sweeper. Let's see what Mauricio could do on the 1-2 count. 2 outs. Let's see if he can just give the Mets some momentum here. And Darvish got him out. The strikeout swing.
That was a very weak swing.
Honestly,
that was very weak. All right, let's see what the Padres can do on the hitting side. Now due up for the Padres.
And we have some breaking news here. MLB trade alert. Mets acquire right-handed reliever Tyler Rogers from the Giants.
Wow. Tyler Rogers, he's a brother, Taylor Rogers. Submarine pitchers. They throw insane heat for how they pitch. That was a very solid acquirement for them. All right. For the Padres due up, Jose Iglesias, Gavin Sheets, and Martin Maldonado. So the 7-8-9. Here we go for the Padres due up. All right, Eddie. What do you think about this trade? Obviously a great relief pitcher for the Mets, adding a little more depth to their rotation.
Which they do need in their bullpen.
Yep.
They do need more depth in their bullpen, so.
All right. So, obviously, a lot more depth to their bullpen. After losing some key factors, they lost Luis Severino. They lost some other people in their bullpen.
Well, Luis Severino is a starting pitcher.
Well, yeah, no, I'm just saying in general.
Yes,
obviously,
I understand.
The bullpen backs it up completely. So, you got to have a good bullpen, even if you don't have the best starters to back that up, especially if they can come in after maybe the pitcher isn't doing so good, just to help stop the bleed in this. All right, here we are in the bottom of the second. Padres 2 hits, Mets have 1. We have a 0-0 score. Now up to the plate, Jose Iglesias, the former Met, batting 7th. All right, the 0-0 to Iglesias. He looks at that one right down the middle for strike 1. Iglesias, a .239 average, 0 homers, 24 RBIs, and a .580 OPS. He swings. Jose Iglesias grounds that one to Ronnie Mauricio. Mauricio fires over to first and records an out. 1 out here in the top of the second.
And we have our Mets trivia question of the day. Which Mets pitcher threw their only franchise's no-hitter?
This is a tough one. The Mets have had a lot of good pitchers. I don't know. Who was it?
Johan Santana.
Johan Santana? Oh, no, I was thinking about that because, they've had so many good ones. They've had ones that are Hall of Famers and stuff like that. But most of them have gotten traded. All right. Yeah, Tyler Rogers went from the Giants to the Mets. So just probably flying over. The transaction happened roughly 7 minutes ago. All right, 1-1 to Gavin Sheets. Sheets has a 248 average on the season and a decent hitter. Oh. This just in. So, okay. Eddie, take it away. That's it. All right, we have some very serious information. We have no exact information that who got traded from the San Francisco Giants to the Mets, but obviously we just saw that the person who got traded was putting their hands over their head because someone called the bullpen because he was obviously a bullpen player. All right, Gavin Sheets swings through that one for the K. All right, 2 outs. Holmes doing great with just, not getting any runners on base. Obviously, very good hitters here coming up. All right. Now batting, Martin Maldonado, a 196 average on the season. Not all catchers can have great hitting stats, but Cal Raleigh surely is. He has 42 homers this season. He's on pace to beating the all-time home run record. All right. The 0-1 to Ronaldo.
And now this just breaking in. MLB Network insider Joel Sherman reported that the San Francisco 49ers will receive right-handed Jose Butto
Yep.
and a right-handed pitcher Blade Tidewell, the Mets' number 10 prospect.
Oh, wow.
As well as outfielder Drew Gilbert, the Mets' number 12 prospect. Honestly, I don't know this guy that well. I don't think this guy's worth the number 10 prospect and Jose Butto.
Yeah, I think, obviously, prospects can...
You're a baseball analysis guy.
Yeah,
so.
Obviously, anybody can come from, prospects. They can have a turning point at any point. It's obviously the good or for the bad. But, yeah, so, people like Ethan Salas can just have turnarounds. All right, so Maldonado gets a single into left field. Now up to the plate, Fernando. He takes a ball outside. He's 0 for 1 on the day with a ground out. The 1-0 to Fernando. He looks at that one for a 2-0 count. So obviously the Mets had a very interesting trade mid-game. All right, the 2-0. And Fernando fouls that one off back.
And it looks like that caught a piece of Alvarez where he was lacking in equipment protection.
Yep. All right, 2-1. Fernando. 2 outs with Ronaldo on first. Let's see what he can do. Tatis, if he gets under that ball, he can smash it. All right, 2-1. Fernando, and that hits him. Let's see what happens here. Usually when you hit Nando, the bench is clearing.
Honestly, I don't think it looked intentional here because Tatis, you don't hit a guy with a 93-mile-per-hour sinker.
Yeah.
And he looks a bit shaken up there. It looks like got him in the hand.
Yeah, we're going to have an injury delay. Alright, so we have Nando on first. Maldonado on second. Looks like it hit his pinky. What? That's what everybody calls him. All right. So 2 outs. Fernando Tatis Jr., that Eddie wants me to call him, is still with the general manager and the trainer. Just shaking up a little, but yeah. So he will take his base, and he will be good. All right, let's see what will happen. Yep, he's going to trot on first, and we're going to have 2 outs, 2 on. And now up to the plate, Luis Arias. All right, let's see what Arias can do here with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position. So definitely not intentional by Holmes, but usually if something like this happens, obviously with the Dodgers, this happened multiple occasions. They hit Ohtani, they hit Fernando, and yeah. So it was a very ugly sight, and the bench is cleared in the bullpen. All right, that pitch is low to Arias. Arias is 1 for 1 on the day. That ball is in the dirt. Will the runners go? And no, they will stay. Maldonado will stay, and no double steal happening here.
Good job by Alvarez there to stop that ball in the dirt.
Yep, being a brick wall here. All right, 2-0. Definitely, that's what they needed. They had 2 runners in scoring position. It could get very ugly to the New York Mets. All right, 2-0. To Arias with 2 runners on and 2 away. The 2-0 pitch. And that did clip the zone, but the umpire will not call it.
That's a horrible call.
3-1. Arias has 6 homers, and he is 1 for 1 on the day with a single. Just a bloop single in the bottom of the...
And that's a sinker called strike, top of the second.
Bottom. All right, that's a called strike on the outside corner. 3-1. Arias.
Pitch.
3-2.
Takes that one. And he got the sinker back to working with the 2 strikes he has at this bat. He's pitched all sinkers this at bat. He went sinker, sinker, sinker. Those 3 pitches were balls. Sinker, strike. Sinker, strike.
3-2 pitch to Arias.
And that's upstairs, and he'll walk him, and Clay Holmes will have a mound visit.
All right, see if they're going to pull him. I don't think they have anybody warming up, so this could be ugly for the New York Mets. All right, so now up to the plate, Manny Machado. Let's see what he can do here. Machado absolutely belted one last night. An absolute moonshot to left field. And that would help them secure the win. All right. The mound visit is over. Machado is up. Let's see what he can do here. Eddie, today's sponsor is Square Rock. Some of the best podcasting equipment around there. What are we using, Eddie? We are using
We have the Square Rock BM800.
Yep, that's what me and you use. It's a great, some great duo mics. We have the boom kit and the V8 sound board.
Yep. Yeah.
For broadcasting and podcasting. All right, the 0-0 pitch to Machado with the bases loaded, and he takes that high strike. Machado has 13 grand slams career with the bases loaded. He has 137 at bats with the bases loaded, but only has 13 grand slams. All right, 0-1, and he belts that one down the left field. Let's see what they can do here, and that is going to be a stand-up double. No, that will get 2 runs, and we have runners in the corners with two away, 2 runners on, and some great hitters up next. All right, now up to the plate for the.
Did you just take Clay Holmes out of the game?
Yeah.
He had 3. He had 2.
Now up to the plate for the Padres, we have Jackson Merrill, the great young prodigy who is currently batting .263, 7 homers, 40 RBIs, and a 228 OPS. All right, Jackson Merrill is 0 for 1 on the day.
Like I was saying before, just take Clay Holmes out of the game. He has 2 bases loaded scenarios in 2 innings. Jackson Merrill, he's 0 for 1 with a ground out.
Takes that one. 1-0. The 1-0 delivery. And he calls that one even though that one's outside, so it's getting mismatched today.
At home plate, we have umping Derek Thomas.
Okay, not doing great, Derek. All right, he swings through that low ball, but he got him for 1-2. Let's see what the young rising star can do. With 2 away and 2 runners on. Currently, we have great sunny skies. San Diego, California, 72 degrees out. Our first base umpire, Doug Eddings. Second base umpire, ML Jimenez. Third base umpire, Mike Michalski. All right, a 1-2 count to Jackson Merrill. And that is a low ball for a 2-2 count.
And Manny Machado still second base for his 10th stolen base of the year.
All right. A very dangerous situation for Holmes.
2-2.
And Merrill lines that one to center field.
Taylor gets under it for the grab.
And that third out of the inning. Here we are going into the top of the third.
And we're going to take a quick 30-second break.
All right, we're back from our 30-second intermission. Mets do up Brett Beatty, Tyron Taylor, Brandon Nimmo. So 8-9-1. And with the Padres defense, Maldonado behind the plate, Luis Ariz at first, Jake Cronenworth at second, Iglesias at shortstop, Machado at third, Nando in right field, Merrill in center, and Gavin Sheets in left field. All right, Eddie, you want to talk about in between this inning, wonderful inning? Let's talk about the YouTube channel and ASR The Raw and the ASR Sports Podcast that we just created yesterday. We did post a short for that just this morning. Eddie?
Yep, it's been going pretty well for us. ASR the Raw, we're up to about 100 views. Not great for some people, but for us who started a channel 2 weeks ago, I'd say that's pretty good.
Yeah, we're about to hit 1,000 viewers, so thank you all. We are going to be doing a post game and post some more views when you guys are watching this. We will post this right away. Once we hit 50 subscribers, we will finally do some live broadcasting and stream. So
yes,
get ready
we
for
would
that.
do it earlier.
Yeah,
but unfortunately, we're not able to.
All right, now step come to the plate.
Brett Beatty, the pitch, and that is called a ball with the 80-mile-per-hour sweeper. Brett Beatty has a .230 average. He has 11 home runs on the season, 34 RBIs, and he has a .696 OPS. Brett Beatty, the pitch to Beatty, and he did not go called ball with another sweeper, which is the same speed of 80 miles per hour. That's the 30th pitch today for Darvish. Darvish is 0-3 on the season. The 2-0 pitch to Beatty. And he hits that one. That's foul. He went with a 93-mile-per-hour four-seam fastball. Beatty, he's been I wouldn't say he's been red hot, but he's been solid.
Yeah, he really has, especially, not being wasn't in the majors a lot for last year. Still did very good. That one's line,
foul. That was about, I'd say, what would you say, 10 feet outside of the foul pole?
Yep. That was a 93-mile-per-hour four-seam fastball with a 2-2 count here. No outs. And a great hitter, third baseman on the right.
In the way Machado's playing, if he just hits one down third base, that's a double. He's so far away, but he does the opposite. He goes to first. The flip to Darvish. Darvish, and Beatty is out.
So for those who may not know, we do a lot of hot takes, and what I love about it is we can switch around with all the mics. We have the Square Rock mics, the Finch mic, which I absolutely love. It's just as good as a DJI pocket mic, and it does a lot. And yeah, so we use Tonner mics and all that, but shout out to Finch.
And shout out to Square Rock, as always, our sponsor.
Yep. Square Rock, a multi-use podcasting, sports broadcasting, and YouTube streamer bundle that you can do live, stream, and so much more. All right, Aaron Taylor up to the plate.
Taylor the pitch, and that's a strike looking. He, with the 85-mile-per-hour slider, 0-1 count for Darvish. And our weather today brought to you by AccuWeather. In San Diego, California, it is 72 degrees. Now the pitch to Taylor, he hits that one out. And what a catch!
Oh my goodness, what a catch by the second baseman, Jake Cronenworth. Absolutely lays out for that one and makes the diving grab to rob Tyrone Taylor of a single. Just a great way, laying out there for the team. Great out there. And back to what I was saying about the Finch microphone. It has this lightning port, which you can also put a USB-C or anything like that. It doesn't come with it. You have to buy it separately. It costs $5. But it's big, so it's not one of those small little mics. But it comes with one in the package, and it's specially designed for Apple. And obviously, you can change it with whatever you want. It has a nice texture to it. And now to the plate, Brendan Nimmo.
Is it a balk?
That is a balk. No pitch clock violation. And that will be an automatic ball. Brendan Nimmo.
1-0, automatic ball with a pitch clock violation. Now Brandon Nimmo with 2 outs, 1-0 count in the top of the third will step up to the plate, and that's a strike. The 92-mile-per-hour sinker to Nimmo. Today on the day, Brandon Nimmo's 0 for 1 with 1 strikeout when he led off to start the game. Now Nimmo, the pitch to Nimmo. Again, look how you guys probably can't see it, but from up in the booth we can. Look how close to second base Manny Machado is playing.
Obviously, if he goes oppo there, he gets a little bloop down the line. He can go 2. All right, the 1-2 to Nimmo, and he swings through that one. That's strike 3, and that's the end of the inning.
I think he tipped that into the glove.
Yeah. Yes, I'm pretty sure too. All right, the Padres leading 2-0 here in the middle of the third. Here we go, bottom of the third time.
And we'll take a quick minute break.
All right. So, batting next for... All right. So, now the Padres due up is Xander Bogaerts, Jake Cronenworth, and Jose Iglesias. Jake Cronenworth made an absolute layout diving catch for recording the second out in the top of the third. Now we're going into the bottom of the third. So, we have 5, 6, 7 for the Padres. Xander Bogaerts is 0 for 0 with a walk. Jake Cronenworth is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. And Jose Iglesias is 0 for 1 with a groundout. Alright, let's see if they can do anything here with the bottom of the lineup. Alright. Right now, the San Diego Padres currently have a 75.5% chance for the win today. And let's see if they can keep it that way with their 59-49 record.
Yep.
The Mets currently have a 62-46 record. They're 25-30 away, and the Padres are 33-18 home. So a lot of home field advantage for the Padres here in San Diego, but the Mets really need that NYC crowd to help boost their game. Padres hitting stats are great. They have 4 hits today. All right. Pitch from Holmes to Bogaerts, 0-1.
And that's you could see right there. That's Jose Butto saying goodbye to his Mets after being traded to the Giants.
Yeah. Probably just wrapping up, getting all his gear and leaving.
And we're going to give you, James, a blind ranking top 5.
All right, 1-1.
Blind rank.
All right.
Little blind ranking top 5. Ready?
Yep.
First player, Ronald.
All right, that's grounded Bogaerts, and he grounds that one to Lindor and records the out. Fires over to Alonso, and that's 1 out.
Okay, Ronald Acuna Jr.
Okay, so for this one, I'm going to put him at 3, Acuna.
Okay. Next up, we have Shohei Ohtani.
1.
Number 1.
And Jake Cronenworth grounds that one to second baseman Brett Beatty to first baseman Pete Alonso for 2 outs. Alright, so we got Shohei Ohtani at 1, Acuna at 3. We got 3 more slots to go.
Juan Soto.
Soto, I'm going to put him at 4.
Soto's going to go at 4. Next up, we have Aaron Judge.
2. 5.
We have Trey Turner.
Yes, I think this was a perfect list. Do you think?
Yep. So James's final list is Shohei Ohtani at number 1, Aaron Judge at number 2, Acuna at 3, Soto at 4, and Trey Turner at 5.
All right, the one who pitched to Iglesias, and that one's in, almost hits him. 2-0 here with 2 outs. 2 quick outs. Can he get a 1-2-3 inning here? Clay Holmes is doing an immaculate job. It's called strike 2-1. All right, Ed. Let's blind rank stadiums.
Okay.
All right.
And now is this overall or in my opinion?
In your opinion.
Okay, in my
All
opinion.
Right. Jose Iglesias swings at that one for strike 2. All right. Yankee Stadium.
It's a great stadium. I would put it at 5 because I'm a Mets fan, but I have to give it some credit. I'm going to put it at number 4.
Jose Iglesias grounds that one. Lindor plays in the outfield, fires that one to Alonso, and he is safe.
He's called safe. Let's...
All right, we're back after the technical difficulties. Sorry about that one. After the home run, I think I screamed it a little too loud. Everybody heard it. From the booth to the field. All right. Martin Maldonado swings through that one. 0-2.
Like I said let's take Clay Holmes out of the game here.
Yeah. He's staying in with 60 pitches in 3 innings.
Yeah.
Oh! Maldonado. And that's going to be down for a base hit. All right. 2 outs. 2 away. 1 runner on. 4 zip. And I think they might be taking him out here.
Looks like that. I think that's the right call here. What about you, James?
I think it really is. They have to, obviously, they have been warming up someone, just need to give Clay Holmes a rest. Have been doing pretty good, but I think it's time. Yeah. I don't know how we had technical difficulties. Square Rock soundboard's great. I think just from the booth to the field, I think Gavin Sheets heard me make that call very loud, especially, with the V8 soundboard from Square Rock. You can do a lot with it. You can, obviously, low, high, and higher. So, yep. You can do a lot with it. Echo, 15 plus different sounds. If you get the M1 Commander, which we are upgrading to, can be very good.
And the Mets hit a blast. You got to play this.
All right. Nando, which Eddie loves when I call him that, stepping up to the plate, takes that one low for a ball. 1-0 to Nando. Eddie, you hear that? Nando. Me and Eddie had a little argument earlier. If you guys are just tuning in, you can skip back to that one and hear me and Eddie's 3-second argument that happened because Eddie forgot to turn on the mute button. But Nando absolutely sensed that one. I thought that was absolutely gone just off the crack of the bat, but that's going to get down for a single. Absolutely ripped into right field, and they're going to be 2 on with 2 away here in the bottom of the third. Clay Holmes has 63 pitches. I don't know how they have not taken him out of this game. He's a pretty good pitcher, but I think his time is up. I think he's past the expiration date for his pitching status right now. Not doing too good, especially with the Sheets homer, obviously giving the Padres a big amount of confidence. And yeah, they do have people warming up in the bullpen. And now up to the plate, the contact hitter, Luis Arias. Arias takes a pitch right down the middle, right down Broadway, right down the pipe. I don't know how he didn't swing at that one, but it's going to be an 0-1 count. Here with 2 away, 2 runners on, and bottom of the third, clutch situation. Can Arias come in with some insurance runs, and Arias lines that one down the line, and that's going to be foul. 0-2. All right, Arias is 1 for 1 with a single and a walk. 6 homers, as I said a bunch of times. Not doing too great, but after the All-Star break, he's been doing pretty decent, getting the average up. All right, the 0-2 to Arias. The delivery, Holmes to Arias. And he lines that one there. He goes into the righty batter's box, and he almost falls there. All right, Reed Garrett warming up in the bullpen. He's the right-hand reliever. All right. Arias. Delivery, and he keeps jumping out of the batter's box. All right, 0-2. Arias has a 280 career average with 2 strikes. No other active player is higher than 245. All right, 0-2. Let's see what Arias can do here in this very good situation for him, and he lines that one. Mauricio fires over to Alonso, and that's going to be an out. Here we are in the end of the third. Let's go to the top of the fourth.
Nice play from Mauricio there. And we're going to take a quick 30-second break.
And we're back after the break. The Padres' defense stays the same. Eddie, what's the do-up?
The do-up for the Mets, we have the number 2 hitter, Mark Vientos, who went 1 for 1 earlier today with a single to center. And then you have Lindor, who went 0 for 1. He popped out to third. And then you have Alonso, who also went 0 for 1, who lined out to first.
All right, the 2, 3, 4 hitters coming up. Now, Alonso, as we said, we were going to do a hot take on that. Maybe we'll do it. Is Pete Alonso going to make the Hall of Fame? That's the question that I've been asking Eddie for a while, and we've kind of been talking about it recently for a lot. Obviously, these great hitters, when Pete Alonso's still a very young player, but the question is, he's two home runs away from hitting that 250 career mark. And once you hit 250, you're thinking about, will I hit 500? All players who have hit 500 home runs, if they weren't involved in PEDs or gambling, a gambling scenario, they have made they have hit that mark where they are eligible for the Hall of Fame.
And now you're saying just without hitting 250, 2 more home runs. He's 3 home runs away from the Mets all-time record.
Yeah. Who was that, Eddie?
Darryl Strawberry.
Darryl Strawberry. That's what I thought. I just didn't want to. I was pretty sure about that. All right, yeah. Darryl Strawberry was one of the best Mets players of all time. All right, now up to the plate, Mark Vientos. Eddie?
Mark Vientos, that was an 0-1 sinker. And now, James, I'm going to give you another blindly ranked top 5.
All right, let's get into it.
Blindly ranked these MLB legends. First up, we have... Excuse me. And Vientos fouls one off with the 82-mile-per-hour sinker. We have Tom Seaver.
I'm going to put Tom Seaver at the number 3.
He's going to put Tom Seaver at number 3. Next up, we have Ken Griffey Jr.
2. The 0-2 to Vientos. He swings through that one for 1 out. Darvish. All right.
Next up, we have Hank Aaron.
Hank Aaron. Oh, this is so tricky. I'm going to put him at 4.
He's going to put Hank Aaron at 4. All right, next up, Derek Jeter.
Oh, my God.
Derek Jeter.
I'm going to put him at 5. Sorry, Derek. I don't know what I'm doing. All right, Lindor's up. He takes that one right down Broadway for an 0-1.
All right. Yep, the 0-1 count to Lindor. And next up, we have Nolan Ryan.
1. Okay, that's not that bad. I don't think that's that bad. Randy Johnson and Nolan Ryan are basically tied for the all-time best pitchers. Even though Nolan Ryan never got a Cy Young award, which is kind of weird. He got he got a couple no-hitters there.
And Lindor, 0-2, he swung through that.
Yep. All right. Reed Garrett getting ready to come in for next inning over Clay Holmes. All right, 0-2 for Lindor.
And that's going to be a little ball, 95-mile-per-hour, four-seam fastball. Lindor, like I mentioned before, he's 0-for-1 and he has a pop bat.
All right, Lindor has 20 home runs this season. The question some people have been asking is, there are 3 possible Mets players to hit that 20 home run mark, or to hit the 40 home run mark, because everybody is halfway or above. Okay. All right, so Lindor, 2-2 pitch. He swings at that one.
And that one's deep going back, but
Jackson Merrill hauls it in. Jackson Merrill hauls that one in just shy of the warning track. All right. Next up comes to the plate.
Pete Alonso, he's 0-for-1 and he has a line out today. Yep, Pete, excuse me, sorry about that. Yep, Pete Alonso, he's 0-for-1. Now the pitch to Alonso.
All right.
Yeah, pitch to Alonso.
1-0.
1-0 count with the ball, 94 mile per hour. And Alonso will put that one in play. And for the second time, Jackson Merrill will get under it for the 3rd out of the inning. And we're going to take a quick 30-second break, and then James will hit us with the Padres.
All right.
The Padres, next 3 batters. And we're back after our break, and now James, hit me with the Padres due up.
All right. Here we are going into the bottom of the 4th. Now due up for the Padres. Manny Machado, Jackson Merrill, and Xander Bogaerts. So the 3-for-5 hitters. Manny Machado is 2-for-2 with 2 RBIs. Jackson Merrill 0-for-2, and Xander Bogaerts 0-for-1 with a walk. All right. So the Mets defense, as usual, now pitching is going to be Reed Garrett, number 75, the right-hand relief pitcher. And, yeah, going to be very interesting, especially with Clay Holmes out of the game. Let's see if Garrett can stop the bleed for this 4-0 trail for the Padres. Are currently have a great advantage. Let's see if they can score any insurance runs to... Yep. All right. The odds are 3 plus 320. Bet 100 to win 320. Leg 1, the Mets. All right. All right. Eddie, I have a question. All right.
What is it, James?
What I'm going to hit you with is start, bench, cut, also known as SBC. I give you 3 players, and you must decide. Start 1, bench 1, cut 1. Example, Mike Trout, Mookie Betts, Aaron Judge. Who's starting, who's benched, who's cut. Brutal, but fun. All right, so Mike Trout, Mookie Betts, and Aaron Judge. Who are you starting, benching,
Starting Aaron Judge,
yep.
Benching Mike Trout,
yep.
and cutting Mookie Betts.
Wow. I thought it was going to be starting Aaron Judge, benching Mookie Betts, and cutting Mike Trout. All right, now up to the plate, Jackson Merrill.
And just that last at bat, Manny Machado grounded it out to shortstop Lindor, who threw it over to Pete Alonso.
Jackson Merrill, 0 for 2 on the day with a ground out and a line out. Holmes is going to stay in. How do you feel about that, Eddie?
I strongly disagree, but I mean, he got 1 out, so what can I complain about so far?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to give you a mystery team.
1-1 to Merrill. Merrill grounds that one. That's foul.
You have to tell me what team it is.
All right.
They won the 1995 World Series.
Oh, no.
They played in Turner Field.
Turner Field?
Hank Aaron was their all-star. Was their greatest player in history.
Oh, Atlanta Braves.
Yes, there it is.
All right. The 1-2 to Jackson Merrill with 1 away after the Machado ground out. All right. He fouls that one off to the right side. 1-2 count. Staying alive here in the bottom of the 4th. 1 away. Next on deck is Xander Bogaerts. He is 0 for 1 on the day with a walk. All right. The 1-2 to Jackson. And that's a high ball. 2-2. All right. That was a 94-mile-per-hour four-seam fastball. And that's a low ball. A 90-mile-per-hour sinker. 3-2. We got full count here. That's a 1 away. Let's see if we can get a runner on base. All right. The 3-2 count. Jackson Merrill swings at it, and that will be strike 3. Holmes records 2 surprising outs. He swung at that. A 94-mile-per-hour sinker. All right, now to the plate, Xander Bogaerts. He's 0 for 1 on the day as the DH.
You have Xander Bogaerts.
All right. The 0-0 delivery to Xander Bogaerts. He lines that one, and that's going to get down for a hit.
That gets past Lindor, and that goes into the left field to Brandon Nimmo.
77 pitches for Clay Holmes here in the bottom of the 4th. All right, Ed, here's another game. Round 1, career home runs. David Ortiz or Frank Thomas. Who has lower, who has higher?
David Ortiz has higher.
Yep, you know it. All right.
Yeah.
Cronenworth.
Was I right on that one?
Yep. All right, Cronenworth takes that, a high ball. All right. So David Ortiz had 541 home runs, and Frank Thomas had 521 home runs. And that's a low ball, and the pickoff attempt, he's going to be safe. All right, so we got a 1-0 count, a runner on first, 2 outs after the pickoff attempt. Let's see what's going to happen here. Oh, that quickly. Okay, let's see what's going to happen here. That did hit him indeed. I did not see that one coming. I did not see that hit him. It must have barely hit him. Here in the booth, you can't see. Okay, it hit his elbow guard after the Jumbotron. All right, so first and second, we have a call to the bullpen. Reed Garrett will come in. Clay Holmes had a total of 79 pitches. All right. Yeah. Clay Holmes did a decent job stopping the bleed in that inning. Yeah. Let's talk about, while Eddie is not here currently, taking a quick break, Jose Iglesias will be batting next. He is 0 for 2 today. Let's talk about some other sponsors. So we have been talking about, Finch, our mini pocket mic that we mainly use for some light broadcasting, hot takes, game day reviews, pre and post games, stuff like that. Then usually our Square Rock mics, and we have our headsets, stuff like that we use. But another sponsor is Hewlett Packard, also known as HP. They supply us with our laptops, monitors, and PCs. Currently, me and Eddie are both using, Eddie is using our, here in the studio or booth, we use an HP PC to power our monitors to do the games. And we also use HP laptops with a Ryzen 3 and AMD and Radeon. So yeah, we greatly appreciate Hewlett Packard as one of our sponsors for helping us with our great game day stats, ESPN and other. Yep. All right. Eddie is back after fetching some water for us. All right, here in the bottom of the fourth, we're underway as the Mets come up to bat. I mean,
what did I miss?
What did I say? Okay, so currently it's a pitching change, and Reed Garrett's currently pitching to Jose Iglesias with 2 runners on, 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth. All right, Jose Iglesias takes that one, a high strike gets in there. Iglesias reached on a fielder's choice. 0-1 to Iglesias. He grounds that one back to the pitcher, and that will be an out, and we will switch sides. All right. End of the fourth, we're going into the top of the fifth. Here with the Mets trail 4-0, and now to the Mets due up is Jeff McNeil, Francisco Alvarez, Ronnie Mauricio, 5-6-7. Here we go. Eddie gets mad at me.
A quick 30-second break.
I know Eddie doesn't want me to, but I'm going to shout him out. These little oyster crackers, and they're great for broadcasting. I don't know why. I just like them. Alright. Getting back into it. Eddie, I can't show you. I'm sorry, Eddie. I'm so sorry. Okay. Getting back into it. Right now, the Padres currently have a 91.9% chance of the win today after the Iglesias ground out.
Everybody knows, I think me and James don't like to follow that.
Yeah, we don't. We've had a lot of problems with it, especially on ESPN.
And like James mentioned before, Mets do up. We have Jeff McNeil, who was 0 for 1 last time at bat. McNeil flied out to left, and then we have Alvarez. He also went 0 for 1. He struck out, and Ronnie Mauricio. He's also 0 for 1 with a strikeout.
All right, Clay Holmes, 3.2 innings pitched. Yu Darvish has 4 innings pitched. Clay Holmes has a 2 ERA, and Darvish is a 0 ERA. All right,
To McNeil. And that's down low for a ball, an 89-mile-per-hour splitter. No, eat 'em. Alright, and that's flied out to center field, Jackson Merrill.
All right, McNeil flies out to center.
And now Alvarez up to the plate. He's 0 for 1. He has a strikeout his last at bat. He's batting .244. He has 4 home runs out of the season. Keep in mind he was sent back to AAA for a little bit. 13 RBIs. The pitch to Alvarez. That's a strike swinging 85-mile-per-hour slider against Alvarez. The batter called a timeout.
All right, Alvarez calls a timeout, but 0-1. He check swings that, and it hits the back net. We have an 0-2 count here with the 1 away. Alvarez 0 for 1 on the day. Darvish currently has 52 pitches. An actual normal number. Clay Holmes, you have 79 pitches.
Well, at least they took him out. I think they should have taken him out after
a lot earlier.
Yeah. The pitch to Alvarez, and he strikes out swinging with the 87-mile-per-hour splitter.
Might be the worst swing I've ever seen at a pitch right down the middle. Now Eddie's getting mad because he's a Mets fan, and I don't like the Mets. Not completely. I like the Mets. I've been to a lot of games there at Field.
And now Ronnie Mauricio steps up to the plate. He's 0 for 1 with another strikeout.
He has a 2.42 average on the season.
Let's see.
He absolutely drives that one.
And that's a base hit to Tatis, or Nando.
Nando!
And
I thought, but, alright, Eddie, you have to agree with me. The way he hit it, and the way he, it's not like he pimped it or anything, but, the way he just let go of his bat, and, if he didn't, honestly, if it wasn't Tatis, and he didn't, take so long to let go of his bat and, run, I think he could have been safe.
At second?
Yeah. Obviously. Not stand up, but he definitely would have been safe. Alright, here we are with 2 outs, 1 runner on, and now the third baseman, Brett Beatty, or was the third baseman.
Now Darvish checks on the runner Mauricio because he knows he likes to steal. The Mets have the longest current streak in MLB history of 26 straight successful stolen bases.
Wow. Brett Beatty, a great player, a very, almost like a utility player, not officially that.
He's batting .229. He has 11 home runs and 39 RBIs for the season. Again, Darvish checks on Ronnie Mauricio at first. And that's a strike.
You love Darvish, Eddie. Don't you?
You need to learn how to keep your mouth shut.
No, I don't.
Darvish, you can see, has a large pitching repertoire, and sometimes he likes to throw a knuckle curve.
One 2-1 for Brett Beatty.
2-1 for Brett Beatty. Next pitch. That's put in play.
They're going to be recording the out.
Yep. And we're going to take a quick 30-second break.
And we're back here, going into the bottom of the fifth with the Padres. The Padres due up is going to be Gavin Sheets, Manny Machado, Martin Maldonado, and then Nando Eddie. So we got the 8-9-1 hitters. All right, Gavin Sheets is 1 for 2 with 2 RBIs, a homer, and a K. Maldonado is 2 for 2. Currently, he is batting, obviously, 1,000. He has 2 hits, and yeah, doing pretty good today as the catcher. All right, Nando is 1 for 2 on the day with a hit. All right, Eddie, how do you think this game is going to turn out? Any score predictions as we're getting later into the game? I get now batting Gavin Sheets, the 0-0 delivery.
Let's come back in the 8th. Tie the game 5-5.
Mm-hmm.
Goes into extras.
All right, 0-1 Sheets.
I'm not quite sure. Oh, Machado is on second in extras inning. He steals the third. Merrill strikes out, and then Bogarts hits a single, which brings in Machado. And the Padres win the ball game.
Okay. All right. The 1-1 to Gavin Sheets.
And that's outside. 2-1. The 1 Gavin Sheets, he fouls off that one to the left side. All right, 2-2. Garrett has 6 pitches after recording the last out of the bottom of the 4th. All right, Gavin Sheets 1 for 2 in the day with the absolute moonshot, 2 RBIs. All right, that's outside. We got a full count here with no runners on, nobody out. Great opportunity for some extra runs. He pops that one up down the third. Okay, and that is foul ball. All right, 3-2. All right, 3-2 delivery from Reed Garrett. And that's going to be the pitch from Reed Garrett, and that's going to be outside ball 4. You can take your base, Gavin. That's going to be 1 runner on with Martin Maldonado, the catcher, who's 2-2 on the day. Sorry. All I'm saying
is what?
Beat the Mets, beat the Mets, take your turn to sweep the Mets, sweep the Mets. Yeah, I feel like the Padres are going to sweep them. Oh my gosh.
Wait, what did he just do? Wait.
That hit Alvarez.
Okay. Here we go. Very interesting situation here. I thought he fouled it off at my angle in the booth, but whatever. Okay. So it looks like what happened here was it deflected off of Alvarez, and it hit him in the head. So
yeah, and Sheets went to second, but was way back because there was an injury on the catcher.
But let's see.
Oh, that hurt.
No, but did that hit the bat?
It hit the bat.
Yeah, it hit the bat. Okay. So 0-1. 0-1 what we have here. Alvarez, we have an injury timeout currently. Injury advisory. It's for those who are watching. So you have a delay right here. The trainer and the manager are coming out. We have Carlos Mendoza and the trainer. Alright, so 0-1 with no outs. A little shaken up Francisco Alvarez is right now. It would be very sad if, Alvarez went out because of how he's been playing recently, so they do have to bring in a backup catcher. That would be very interesting. It could turn the whole game around with hitting and defensive wise, but we are an injury delay, injury advisory.
Now, James, get out of my seat.
Okay, Edward. All right. Some practice pitches here. Everybody is standing around, and Francisco Alvarez is good. All right, let's see what can happen. Just Francisco, trainer, and the manager confirmed he is okay. All right, so we got an 0-1 count after the Martin Maldonado foul tip into Francisco Alvarez's head. And, yeah, we got a runner on first. Let's see what Martin can do. All right, 0-1. That's going to be a low ball down in the dirt. 1-1. All right, Martin Maldonado is 2 singles on the day with a run and a run. He's a 207 average, 4 homers, 12 RBIs, and a 5.79 PS. All right, 1-1 to Maldonado, and that's going to be low in the dirt again, and that's going to be
Sheets steals second base for second stolen base of the season. They're just showing the walk-off yesterday by Machado.
All right, 2-1 to Martin Maldonado. And that's going to be hit into his foot, and that's going to
similar to what happened to Soto yesterday.
Yeah.
Just from the naked eye here, it doesn't look like he has any protective gear on that foot.
Yeah, but usually, you have some guys who have absolutely no gear, and then you got the guys that are all dripped out. Fernando Tatis Jr. Or Nando.
Ronald Acuna Jr.
Also, he is. I'm surprised he's basically bubble wrapped. Yeah, he's bubble wrapped with equipment, drip, and protection. All right, 2-2 count. Manal. Why did I just say Manaldo? All right, Martin.
Combined.
Ronaldo.
Messi, and Ronaldo.
All right.
We're making this a short, by the way.
Okay. We should start filming, us. We could get a webcam. Well, that has a built-in webcam. All right. 2-2 for Ronaldo. With one runner in scoring position, no outs. And there seems to be the second PitchCom issue of the day. Maldonado. Now stepping back into the box. With a 2-2 count. No way. Runner on second. Pitch.
And that's a ball. Make that a 3-2 count. Runner
that was
second.
Supposed to clip the zone by what I see and what we all see for you guys at home, but whatever. Imagine if the ABS challenging system was implemented in this game. There would have been 3 good pitches to challenge. So this umpire is not doing great. All right.
That being, who's our home plate umpire? Derek.
For our home plate umpire of the day, we have Derek Thomas. All right, Ronaldo.
Strikes out.
Martin strikes out, and we have one out here in the bottom of the fifth. Now up to the plate, Fernando Tatis Jr. He's 1 for 2 on the day. He has a hit by pitch, a single, and a run. Here with one out and a runner on second. He takes that pitch right down Broadway. All right. 0-1 Tatis. The 0-1. And that's inside. All right. 1-1. 1-1 to Fernando Tatis Jr. All right, let's see if he can put the ball in play to add another run up. All right, 2-1 takes that one outside.
All right, yep. Nando. The leadoff man. He's 1 and 2 for the day. And that's called strike. This guy he's not the greatest ump, but he has a decent zone.
Yeah, some umps work on, because, it's very hard to be an umpire, especially when you're standing over the catcher, and it's very hard. Sometimes you get hated on, stuff like that. So, yeah. All right, the 2-2 to Nando, and he swings through that one for the strikeout. All right, 2 outs with a runner on 2. Now stepping up to the plate, we got Luis Arias, the second baseman, who is playing first today. He's 1 for 2 with a walk. Let's see what he can do. And he takes that one just inside. He has a single and a walk today. 6 homers, like I've said a bunch of times. 41 RBIs. Get the runs in there, but cannot have the power. He has a lot of contact, though. All right, he grounds that one. Barely runs. Has no jog there, but they do record the out. And we're going to the top of the 6th with the Mets up. But the Padres are winning 4-0. Mets trail by a decent amount. Let's see if they can do anything in the top of the 6th. Ed, want to give us the Mets due up?
Due up for the Mets, we have Tyrone Taylor. He went 0 for 1 in his last at-bat. He popped out the second. He's 0 for 1. His last at-bat, he popped for a second. And we have the number 1. Next, we have the number 1 and the number 2 hitter, Brandon Nimmo, who is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. And then you have Mark Vientos, who went 1 for 2 with 1 strikeout, and he singled to center. And that's our Mets due up, and we'll take a quick 30-second break.
And we're back here on the top of the 6th. So Eddie just explained the due up. Ed, got any games or trivia or anything like that for me? Or,
All right. Back to the game we were talking about earlier, the Atlanta Braves against the Kansas City Royals. Kansas City Royals took the 1-0 victory after Perez singled to right and Mel and Dez scored.
They got the walk-off?
They got a walk-off in the 10th, and yeah.
All right, we're back, and Tyrone Taylor is up, and he pops one in foul territory. Machado secures it and gets the out. We're one out.
All right, James and me and you do these little shorts where we do the recap of the game. We're going to do a quick little recap right now. The Boston Red Sox defeated the Minnesota Twins 13-1.
Yep.
The Red Sox new record is now 59-51, and the Minnesota Twins is now 51-57. Our player of the game is Duran, who went 3 for 5 with 3 runs, 1 home run, and 4 RBIs.
Jarren Duran, a great player, an all-star last year, home run derby.
And now, James, our Boston hitting stats. What are they?
Our Boston hitting stats, they had 16 hits, 4 homers, 32 total bases, and 7 runners left on base.
And now for the Twins hitting stats, they had 5 hits, 1 home run, 8 total bases, and 6 runners left on base.
Now the 1-0 to Nimmo. He takes strike 1. All right, 1-1 for Brandon Nimmo.
Now for our Boston pitching stats, we have.
They had 4 strikeouts, 76 strikes, 5 hits allowed, and 4 walks.
Yep, and now for our Minnesota Twins pitching stats. Despite the large loss, they still had 11 strikeouts, 117 strikes, 16 hits allowed, and 3 walks. Today's game was played at
Target Field in the Twin Cities. They had an attendance of 29,146 fans. And yeah, all right, Nimmo grounds that one to first. A ride secures it, and here we are, 2 outs in the top of the 6th. And they go 1-2-3 here. Darvish, a great pitcher, is on track for staying in this game for a lot longer with 63 pitches. He has thrown 95-plus mile-per-hour pitches, only 1. 90 to 94 range is 19. 80 to 89 range is 30. And 71 to 79 pitches is 8. So even though he has thrown 8 slow pitches, they have gotten very nasty movement. He has a great arsenal of 7-plus pitches. He's some unheard. He has the sweeper, the knuckle curve that moves around a lot. So yeah, all right. Now up to the plate, Mark Vientos. He's 1 for 2 on the day, and that's going to be clip the outside corner that the umpire thinks it did. Derek did not get that one correct, but yeah, all right, 0-1.
Yep. And let's see. Now to Vientos. The 0-1 pitch. And that's called a ball.
What?
This zone is a little wackaroni.
Yep.
What's his name, James?
The name of this umpire is Derek Thomas. Obviously, now having a great night tonight. Day today. Why do I keep saying that? Okay. 1-1. Vientos takes the 1-2, clips the low corner. Currently, the Phillies are playing the White Sox. The series is 1-1. Currently, we're on the top of the first.
After a rain delay.
Yep. After the rain delay, they're currently playing at the Chicago White Sox field. And yeah.
And like I said before, I did not think the Mets trade was a good trade. For those just tuning in, the Mets got Tyler Rogers, where the Giants got Drew Gilbert, their number 12 prospect, Jose Butto, and Blade Tidewell, their number 10 prospect. And ESPN gives the Mets grade a C+, and the Giants the A-. So I told you this was not a good deal here.
All right. So the Mark Vientos strikes at swinging on 4 pitches. Called strike, ball, a called strike, and a swinging strike. So the Mets, obviously, they're very shy at the plate today, not getting as much swings in as they would like. It's either weak contact or just not swinging at a lot of pitches, but then swinging through the bad ones that are low in the zone. You see with this Mark Vientos, he took 2 pitches that were decently, pretty low, not too low, but then he took one that was just outside of that, barely clipped, and then he took that lower ball that I think Derek Thomas did get wrong on that one, but then he swings at one that basically hits home plate. So, yeah. So now we're going into the bottom of the sixth with the Padres due up. We got Manny Machado, Jackson Merrill, and Xander Bogaerts. So we got 3, 4, 5. Manny Machado is 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs. Jackson Merrill is 0 for 3, and Xander Bogaerts is 1 for 2 with a walk. All right. Let's see if they can do anything, add any more insurance runs. Like I've been saying, they have a very powerful Mets team that they're going against. But obviously they're looking for the sweep here. Obviously, automatically win the series. But let's see if the Padres can win any more games to up that record to 60-49 to definitely catch up to the Mets in the NL. Currently, what we got here, a great NL division. Absolutely terrific. We got some great teams like the Dodgers, the Mets, the Phillies, Padres. So, yeah, great. Honestly, I think the NL is better than the AL. Not just because of, the All-Star game, but, a lot of shining with the NL hitting statistics. And, yeah. All right. Now up to the plate, Manny Machado. He takes a strike.
And the pitching change for the Mets, Ryan Stanek replaces Reed Garrett. Stanek on his second pitch, 2 strikes, 1 called strike in the zone, which could have been another questionable call and a swinging strike.
All right, Luis Torrens comes in for Francisco Alvarez as the catcher. Torrens, a .218 average, 2 homers, 16 RBIs, and a .599 OPS.
And Manny Machado, he's 2 for 3 on the day with 2 singles, 2 RBIs. And he rips that one to Mauricio, who gets it over to Alonso for the out.
All right, we got one away here in the bottom of the sixth. The NL East, the Mets are leading over the Phillies with a 62-46 record. The Phillies are 1 game behind with a 61-46. The Marlins have a 51-46 record.
And it's a fair point to say we both hate each other, but both those teams are going to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
I agree.
The Phillies are number 1 in the wild card, but yeah.
And that's a ball with a 99-mile-per-hour four-seam fastball.
99. All right.
Jackson Merrill. He's 0 for 3 on the day, and he hits that one. That's a foul ball. Stanek went with a 98-mile-per-hour four-seam fastball. He's throwing some gas today. What about you?
Yeah, really. Just coming in, obviously, just threw the absolute heater, and then comes in with 99 and then 98. All right. The 1-1 to Jackson Merrill. Swings through that one right down the pipe, right down Broadway. Here we go.
And Torrens looks a bit shaken up, but not to the point where it was the Alvarez type of shaken up. Another four-seam fastball. That one hit 99 miles per hour.
99 officially. So for the first pitch, you got 98.5. The second pitch, 97.7. And 99. Foul ball to make it 1-2. Let's see if he can hit it again.
That was tipped into the glove, and it looks like it hurt there. That's really, maybe just like a little bee sting, almost, what it felt like.
Putting up Jose Alvarado numbers, he was very consistent when he was in his
And he hits that one to Taylor. Taylor gets under it. He'll make the grab for the second out of the inning. That was a 100-mile-per-hour four-seam fastball from Ryan Stanek.
Oh, my goodness. He has hit 97 plus, basically. 98 plus. All right. So we have 2 outs here in the bottom of the sixth. This game has been flying.
I agree with you, James. This game has been flying.
All right. Now up to the plate, Xander Bogaerts. He is 1 for 2 on the day. All right. 1 out. That's the first one that didn't even hit 90 at 89.4 mile per hour slider. Gets in 1 out.
And now their next pitch.
That's a called strike. 99 mile per hour four seam fastball. 1-1. Xander Bogaerts takes that one. And they are not putting up the
Bogart's the
swing.
pitch, and that's called the ball. That's outside with an 89.5 mile per hour slider. And now Stanek the pitch, and that's a 99.4 mile per hour fastball for Stanek for the 2-2 count.
Get the radar gun on this guy. He's blowing Xander Bogaerts away. A great hitter in the NL is just blown away by this guy. 2-2. He fouls that one off the 88 mile per hour slider. Lots of movement. Even his numerous amount of pitches in his arsenal. They come with great speed, comes with four-seam fastballs, and then his movement and breaking balls have decent speed too.
And now the pitch. That's called a strike.
Gets him looking for...
With a 99 mile per hour four-seam fastball. Like I said, this guy's
This guy has thrown 6 pitches. Xander wasn't putting up the greatest at bat in this. So we're heading into the top of the 7th. This game is absolutely flying with a breeze for this Mets pitching. Let's see if they can do anything with their 3rd pitcher coming in. All right. So now for the do-up for the Mets. We are coming in with some great lineups. Let's see if they can come back. Eddie, give us the Mets do-up.
And we have the number 3, the number 4, and the number 5. We have Francisco Lindor, who's 0 for 2. He popped out to third and flied out to center. Next up, we have Pete Alonso, who's also 0 for 2, who lined out to first and flied out to center. And then we have Jeff McNeil, who's also 0 for 2. Jeff McNeil flied out to center, flied out to left, and he also flied out to center. The Mets only have 2 hits in today's game. Those 2 hits are brought to you by Mark Vientos, who singled to center, and then Ronnie Mauricio, who singled to right. And we're going to take a quick 15-second break.
And we're back here, coming just underway in the top of the 7th. Eddie, you want any scores or games you got for me? Let's get into them.
And the Chicago Cubs defeated the Milwaukee Brewers 10-3, excuse me. And the Chicago Cubs' new record is 63-45. The Milwaukee Brewers' new record is now 64-44. 2 really tight teams. And our player of the game. This is going to be a tough one, but we're going to go with
PCA, Pete Armstrong.
No.
Wait, really?
Yeah, no, we're going to go with the DH Bastorianos. He was 1 for 2, and he had 3 RBIs. He doubled to left, and Armstrong scored.
I do disagree on that.
Homer and Kelly scored. Well, James, unfortunately, nobody really did ask for your opinion, so if you have nothing nice to say, please don't say it.
Oh my God, Edward.
And our hitting stats today, James, what's our Chicago Cubs hitting stats?
Our Chicago Cubs hitting stats are 11 hits, 2 homers, 23 total bases, and 7 runners left on base.
And Lindor grounds out to the first baseman, Luis Arias. And there it is. The first out.
Not Arias.
Nando.
Yes,
All
Nando. All right, that was a very weak hit for ground out by Francisco.
All right, so
Lindor.
continue, James.
All right, continuing with the Milwaukee Brewers hits. They had 7 hits, 2 homers, 14 total bases, 4 runners left on base. Now for the pitching stats. Edward.
And the Chicago Cubs had 10 strikeouts, 96 strikes, 7 hits allowed, and 0 walks. Pretty good day at the office for their pitching staff. While the Brewers had 9 strikeouts, 111 strikes, 11 hits allowed, and 5 walks. This game was played at
American Family Field.
And our attendance for the game was a high $42,000.
$42,000, Edward. All right. They had an approximate attendance of 42,007 people. All right, the 1-1 pitch for Pete Alonso. Yu Darvish has a 93 and 38, 55 complete games, 18 shutouts, a 1.99 ERA for his career, and 1,250 career strikeouts.
And that was a 71-mile-per-hour curveball called strike 1-2 count against the Pete Alonso, the polar bear.
Polar bear, Pete. Now for the Chicago Cubs game, I completely disagree. I really do think that PCA deserved it with a that he went 3
yes,
for
but also
4
you're forgetting that guy was 1 for 2. He had 3 RBIs, and he had the game-winning runs.
Well, I did not see that, so okay. But also, sometimes in MLB games when they, sports analysis like us do these, you can't just focus on the winning runs or go ahead. You also have to focus on who actually contributed, because if PCA was in that position, he would have done that too. So.
Like, for example, the next game we'll probably do next, as Alonso pops out to first, Luis Arias
grabs it. Good job, Eddie. Good boy.
And game we'll probably do a short on later on today. The Toronto Blue Jays play. Actually, why don't we just do it now? The Toronto Blue Jays defeated the Baltimore Orioles 9-8. The Blue Jays record is now 64 and 46, while the Orioles record is now 50 and 49.
And 59.
All right, and 59. Excuse me.
And the squirrel is up. Jeff McNeil. He's 0 for 2 on the day. The 0-0 pitch from Darvish to McNeil. He takes that one high and inside. 0-1 count here with two away. No runners on here in the top of the 7th. Darvish, an actual realistic amount of pitches, 75. And, just Clay Holmes didn't even have, he had more than that. And he was only in the 3rd inning.
And our player of the game for the Toronto Blue Jays game, as Jeff McNeil flies out to the left fielder, Bryce Johnson, is Luke's. He went 1 for 2. He had 1 hit, 1 run, and 3 RBIs. You might not understand why I'm choosing him over Straw, but he also had the game-winning home run.
Okay, here we go. Okay.
And then our hitting stats for the Toronto Blue Jays, James.
All right, the hitting stats. They had 13 hits, 2 home runs, 22 total bases, 7 runners left on base. Now for the Orioles, Eddie.
They had 10 hits, 2 home runs, 18 total bases, and 6 runners left on base. Now, for our pitching, James.
The pitching for the Toronto Blue Jays, they had 12 strikeouts, 105 strikes, 10 hits allowed, and 2 walks.
And now for our Orioles pitching stats, they had 7 strikeouts, 106 strikes, 13 hits allowed, and 4 walks. Our game today was played at
Oriole Park at Camden Yards. In Baltimore, Maryland. It was played at 12:35 July 30th today, 2025. The attendance was 17,049. The game time was at 3:16. And yeah, all right. So for the Padres due up, they have a Jake Cronenworth, the 6th, Jose Iglesias, the 7th, and Bryce Johnson, the 8th. All right. Johnson is 0 for 0, Iglesias 0 for 3, and Cronenworth 0 for 2. All right, Cronenworth, back a couple innings ago, he did have an amazing layout, full diving catch to rob Vientos of a single. All right, Eddie, any games you got for me? Any just blindly ranked, or are we just gonna go straight to a break?
You know what? No break. 7th inning stretch. Let's get
this. All right, here we go. All right, let's do this. All right. While Eddie is thinking of a game to play with me, we are going to head to our sponsor, which we have already...
Square Rock.
Square Rock. All right. So currently, Square Rock has, obviously we have the V8 soundboard, which is very good. Then we have got the soundboard, the mics, the booms, the projectors. And let's just go over the V8 soundboard. I feel like some people don't realize how good this thing is.
Before that, we're gonna have a quick question for you, James.
Yep.
Higher or lower?
Okay.
Ichiro or Pujols?
Pujols?
Pujols.
In home runs?
Who has more career hits?
Ichiro. He broke the record. He has the record for 3,000.
That is incorrect.
What? Hits?
Ichiro has 3,089 hits.
Yeah.
Pujols
Pujols has
3,384 hits.
Oh my god. Alright, we're back with Cronenworth up. He 0-2 count to Drake. He pops it up. Francisco gets under it. He's gonna make the catch. Alright. 1 out here with no runners on. Here in the bottom of the 7th. This game has been flying by. Just back to the sponsor, Square Rock. I feel like some people don't realize how good this thing is, especially for a price of basically $100. What we got here is the treble knob, we have the bass knob, a company knob, record knob, monitor knob, the echo, and the volume knob. And now we're back. Jose Iglesias takes a cold strike. And then we also have a bunch of different sound effects. We have different stuff to help
And Iglesias lines, grounds out to third. Ronnie Mauricio makes a throw over to Pete Alonso for the second out of the inning. And let's see if the Mets can come back and maybe get a victory in today's game.
All right.
What about you think? What do you think?
Yeah, I really do think that the Padres can keep up and, just maybe score some extra runs, get in there, especially when right now. So, yeah, I think they have some open opportunities with Bryce Johnson. All right, let's get into it. All right, Luke Raley is pitching currently. He has 5 pitches on today. All right, here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. Also with the Square Rock sound interface, it has a bunch of, as an earphone jack, a live 1, a live 2, and accompaniment, a monitor, 2 microphones, and a soundboard. So basically you can plug it into your PC, and then you can use an external adapter to plug it into any iPhone with USB-C or USB, or anything with USB comes regularly to plug into your PC, and then you can also get lightning adapters, but usually what we like to use is plug it into an external lightning adapter for the regular one that can be used on iPads. Alright, Bryce Johnson, 2-2 pitch. He takes a low ball. Alright, the 2-2 to Bryce Johnson. He swings at that one and fouls it away to the right side. All right.
Hey, James, what about thinking doing a Bananas game?
Savannah Bananas?
Yeah, we should do a Bananas game.
I would definitely be up for it. Obviously, we definitely have to learn the rules and stuff like that, But yeah, I would definitely consider that. But obviously, we could never go to one because it's always sold out. All right, the 2-2 pitch, Johnson. Hits that one foul just behind the catcher. All right. Johnson has a 333 batting average. The Mets probables Giants at Nets: David Peterson, Kodai Senga, and Frankie Montas. David Peterson Friday, Kodai Senga Saturday, and all right. 3-2 pitch from Rayleigh to Johnson. All right. And Bryce Johnson walks on a low 92 mile per hour sinker. All right. Now up to the plate. All right. Now we got Martin Maldonado, or Monaldinho, whatever Monaldo. All right. He takes a low ball, 1-0, 2 outs, and a runner on here in the bottom of the 7th. Luke Raley has 14 pitches today. Raley, the wind, the kick, the pitch. Sends that one, and it's inside. 2-0. Martin Maldonado is 2 for 3, 2 singles and a run. He has a 205 average, 4 homers. The 2 out to Maldonado. He swings at that one high, popped up, and gets under it, and he pops it up to Francisco Lindor, and he records the out. 3 outs. Here we go into the top of the 8th. All right. So, due up for the Mets, obviously, if they can just get some runs and get those base runners, especially with some good hitters coming up next. We have Luis Torrens, Ronnie Mauricio, and Brett Beatty. So we got 6, 7, 8. Torrens is 0 for 0, coming in after subbing for Francisco Alvarez. Then we got Ronnie Mauricio is 1 for 2 with a strikeout, and Brett Beatty is 0 for 2. All right, currently, obviously, we don't listen to this much, but just off of some statistics that we ran over, the San Diego Padres do have a 97.1% chance of winning here in the bottom of the 7th, going into the 8th, because they are winning 4-0. All right, the hitting stats for the Mets currently, they have 2 hits, 0 home runs, 2 total bases, 2 runners left on base, while the Padres have 8 hits, 1 homer, 11 total bases, and 11 runners left on base. That's a lot. Could have scored, a lot more runs, possibly 11 runs could have scored then if they just lock in, put the ball in play. I do believe that they could have put it in a lot, they could have gotten a lot more runs on the board if, since, okay, good. All right. Just shout out to Square Rock. They're just great people.
Yeah, sorry about that. I had to do some business. I had to run a quick business deal with Square Rock.
Yeah. All right. So currently, the Mets have 6 strikeouts for the pitching stats, 83 strikes, 8 hits allowed, 4 walks, and for the San Diego Padres, they have 7 strikeouts, 54 strikes, 2 hits allowed, and 0 walks.
And James, I just had to step out of the room for a little bit. What did I miss?
So nothing much happened.
I could see the game.
Padres obviously, Padres are winning. Martin Maldonado popped out to shortstop Francisco Lindor.
Is Stanek still in the game?
Stanek is still in the game.
And Darvish will come out, and Jason Adam will come in for him. I think they could have kept Darvish in unless...
Really, he was on pace to staying in the game if they really wanted him to, but yeah. All right. So, currently, the pitchers for the Mets were Clay Holmes, obviously. I feel like the Padres could have done more damage for that. But besides that, they had Reed Garrett, Stanek, and then... And
now Torrens up to the plate. That's a cold strike on a 94-mile-per-hour fastball.
Brooks Raley obviously came in. He has a 0 ERA, 3 strikeouts, a 120 whip, and 0 saves. As a great reliever, hasn't pitched much this season. All right, Jason Adams comes in.
That's a fouled off to Pete Alonso. Excuse me, not Pete Alonso. That's Luis Torrens. That's a 95-mile-per-hour. All right, 0-2 count. To Torrens. And he swings, and that's fouled off. And now Torrens at 0-2 after he fouled that off. And that pitch, and he did not go, but they called that a strike. Not quite sure what this guy's doing. I don't think Mendoza wants to come out and get another ejection after he had an ejection a couple days ago against this Padres team, but I mean some pretty trashy calls if you don't ask me. If I say so for myself.
All right, Ronnie Mauricio, 1-0 count with 1 out. On the Mets, Jason Adam, doing a great job. Not letting any runners get on. Okay. 1-1. One one to Ronnie Mauricio. He fouls off that one. 84-mile-per-hour slider. And he swings through that one, and 94-mile-per-hour four-seam fastball gets right down the pipe. 1-2 count to Ronnie Mauricio. All right, Mauricio takes that one, and outside 89-mile-per-hour changeup. 2-2.
All right, I'm back. Sorry, I had to do some more business stuff. And James, I'll give your vocal cords a rest here now. 2-2 pitch to Mauricio. He
pops that one up, and it looks
Iglesias gets under it, and he makes the squeeze. That's 2 outs.
All right, 2 outs. Eddie, so how do you feel, obviously, that we have that we are getting an official sponsorship with Square Rock? Obviously, how do you feel about it? Obviously, maybe we could even start getting, the M100 Commander is currently $300 listed. A very good, comes with 4 microphones, so we can do our official podcasts. And
yeah, I definitely got to take a look at that. Maybe I'll even purchase it.
Yes.
Or maybe Square Rock would be so kind to send one out.
Yeah, it would be great, to have an official partnership with such a great, high-quality company, especially, it has for all conditions. If you're a beginner or you're experienced or you're just in the middle, you've been doing it for a couple years like us. We've been doing
definitely.
We've been doing it since 4th or 5th grade, obviously. Yeah, all right. The 1-1 pitch to Brett Beatty. He's 0 for 2 on the day. 2-1. Takes that low 80, 90-mile-per-hour changeup. 2-1. All right. 2-1 pitch. He fouls that one off a 94-mile-per-hour fastball. 2. Yep.
ASR has been going fun. Would you say so?
Yeah, I feel like it's been growing a lot, especially, we have 31 subscribers, even though it's not complete 32 subscribers now, Justin. Yeah, so 32 subscribers in 13 days, obviously pretty good. Not, like, the best compared to some other YouTubers who've grown a lot, but, it's like, it's kind of it's not the most popular thing.
We're not asking it to be, though.
Yeah, we don't want it to be.
I mean, it would be nice.
Yeah, it would be very nice, but
we're not asking it to be the most popular.
We want to grow sports broadcasting, and we want, yeah. All right. 3-2 count to Brett Beatty. He fouls off that one. A 82-mile-per-hour foul ball. All right, 3-2.
And that's a strikeout.
Cold strike 3 on the outside corner. He gets him. All right. Here we are. We're going into the bottom of the 8th. The Padres due up is Nando, Arias, and Machado.
Arias.
Yeah.
Arias. And that's, Arias. Yeah.
All right. So, Nando, he's 1 for, so we got the 1, 2, 3 hitters up. Nando is 1 for 3 on the day. Arias is 1 for 3 also, and Machado is 2 for 4. All right, let's see what. Obviously, the Mets defense is staying the same. All right. All right, so Nando, obviously, let's see if they can get any more extra insurance runs. Obviously, with the great pitchers, they do have a great solid bullpen that they can use to their advantage to just quickly end this game. Let's see what they can do here. Square Rock is just, very affordable, especially when me and Eddie started broadcasting. We started using Square Rock 3 years ago, and it's been working just fine. It's an official podcasting equipment company, but they have the Commander M100 third generation dynamic condenser for. They have 4 mics. It's $200 for the 2 mic package. But yeah, so they have 20 plus different sounds. They have reverse output, TRE, mid, bass, pitch, music, monitor, a bunch of sound effects, mic controls, mic right controls. So they have a lot. Different screen displays. So it's very cool. Booms, earbuds, different wire and cable managements. They come with covers for your mics that we're using right now. So we're using the BM800. So yeah. So this is the third generation for the Square Rock M100. All right, we're back with Fernando Tatis Jr. Garcia is currently pitching, so we have a pitching change coming into the bottom of the 8th inning. All right, so Rico Garcia has a 2.19 ERA, 4 strikeouts, a 0.73 WHIP, and 0 saves. All right, let's see what we can do. Robert Suarez, the right-hand relief pitcher, is warming up in the pen to close out this game. All right, the 2-0 pitch to Fernando Tatis Jr. That one's outside. It's going to be 3-0 to Tatis. All right, let's see what Nando can do here. All right, Nando, the 3-0 pitch, Garcia, and he takes a high ball. 4 straight balls. A great start for the inning for the San Diego Padres with a runner on first. So, yeah, in 2022, Luis Arias was the AL batting champ. In 2023, he was the NL batting champ. And 2024, he was the NL batting champ. So, back to back to back, 316, 354, and 314. So, Twins, then you got the Marlins, then you got the Padres. So, did very good the past 3 years as a newer player. He's the first in modern era to win batting titles with 3 teams, 3 years in a row. All right, Luis Arias swings at that one, lines it into right field, and Tatis will get the third. So we have runners in the corners, no outs here in the bottom of the 8th. Let's see if they can get any insurance runs. All right, let's see what I can do here.
Yep. Let's see, James. Yeah. Let's see what we can do here.
Yep. All right. Runners in the corners, no outs. Here we go in the bottom of the 8th. Now to the plate, Manny Machado. He's 2 for 4 on the day with 2 RBIs. He's the balance hitter, while Luis Arias, as we said in the beginning, was the contact, and Nando supplied the power. All right, he fouls that one behind the plate. This series, he's 5 for 12 with 4.17 average, 1 homer, 5 RBIs, and 2 stolen bases. So we have 2 warming up in the bullpen for San Diego. David Morgan, a right-hand pitcher, and Robert Suarez, a right-hand pitcher. All right, the 0-1 to Manny Machado.
Machado the pitch.
He swings and fouls that one back. 0-2. All right. The 0-2 to Machado. Delivery from Garcia. Rico delivers, and he swings at that one in the dirt. Fires to it, and Luis Arias steals a base. And now we have runners on second and third. Very tricky situation here. Torrens couldn't get the pick off, and then McNeil looks, and he couldn't. And Tatis was thinking about going home, but no. But yeah, we have 1 out here after.
And now they're going to be having a mound visit after he's been throwing some horrendous pitches, if I do say so myself. What about you, James?
Yeah, really. I don't think any of the pitches really are working right now. Obviously, I know he's been throwing a changeup, but just can't really get in there. Let's see what Jackson Merrill can do here with open opportunity. He's 0 for 4 on the night. For the day. I'm saying the night. I guess it is the night. 6:20.
Dusk. It's dusk. And this has been a 2-hour and 30-minute broadcast so far.
Yeah. Not too bad.
One thing I like baseball, if it says it's going to start at 4:10, it starts at 4:10. And that one's lifted to Taylor. He gets under it, but Nando's going to score. He will tag.
And Arise will go to third. So we have a 5-0 game here. 2 outs with a runner on third.
5-0 San Diego.
Now to the plate, Xander Bogaerts. Xander, he is currently on the day. Xander Bogaerts is 1 for 3 with a .268 average. He has no RBIs. He swings through that one, a high four-seam fastball that hits 93 miles per hour. Xander Bogaerts has a walk and a single. All right. Xander fouls off that one, the left side. All right, 0-2. 0-2, 2 outs, runner on third. Let's see if the Mets can just stop the bleed here. All right, and let's see if they can. All right. Rico Garcia, the one to kick the pitch, and he swings through that one. Strike 3. A swinging strikeout, 95.3 miles per hour. Four-seam fastball to get him. Here we are going into the top of the ninth with the due-up players are Tyrone Taylor, Brandon Nimmo, and Mark Vientos. Now coming in, Joe Musgrove as the right-hand relief pitcher. All right, Ed, got anything to talk about for us here in the top of the ninth?
Our Mets due-up is Taylor.
Yep. Then
who is 0 for 2. He's 0 for 2 on the day. He popped out to second and fouled out to third. And then you have Nimmo, who is 0 for 3. He struck out swinging twice, and he grounded out to first. And then you have Vientos, who has one of the Mets' 2 hits on the game. Vientos is 1 for 3. In his first at-bat, in the first inning, he singled to center. Then Vientos struck out swinging, and he struck out swinging again. So, all those strikeouts did come from Darvish. He has 7 strikeouts on the day, and 2 for Adam. And so a total of 9 strikeouts for the San Diego Padres. And in total, the Mets have 8 strikeouts. So only 1 away, but not bad.
Yep. Now, just, Eddie, sorry.
Yep.
Just back to Square Rock. Obviously, we've talked about them a lot, but they have so much good deals that they're running right now. The audio interface, Square Rock Commander M100, the Generation 2, they dropped just the regular audio interface, which is very good. It's just a little different from the Generation 3, but still very good. They dropped it from $99.99 to $79.99, and you can just get the mic separately with the Dynamic Kit Lab 1, which is $70, which is great for the price. But then you also have the Lightning adapter that you can also get. It's $30, but it's definitely worth it because you have the Lightning 2 power charger, and then you have the 2 soundboard one, and then it clips with Lightning. And then you also have the podcast equipment kit SR-AV83, which is similar to the one that we have, only we have the podcast equipment one that is the SRAV 83S. All right, here we are in the top of the ninth. Tyrone Taylor up to the plate. He takes that one, and outside ball, 1 out. Right now, Robert Suarez, the pitch. Tyrone Taylor takes that strike. It's currently 1-1. If you guys haven't heard from Eddie, he's been doing a lot of work with getting our official sponsorship with Swear Up. And
sorry about that, guys. No, I'm really trying to secure this deal here.
All right, Tyrone Taylor, a 2-1 count. Takes that high four-seam fastball. All right, 2-1.
Yep, 2-1 count. And make that 2-2 with a called strike with a 98.2 mile per hour four-seam fastball. James,
right.
Take it away. Sorry guys about this again. I'm really trying to secure this deal here.
Yeah, so we can bring to you a lot better audio quality, and so we can make these broadcasts better. All right, just about making things better for the Padres. Tyrone Taylor grounds that one out to Jose Iglesias, and he fires it over to Polar Bear, and that is 1 out secured. 2 outs away. Gets Tyrone out on the ground ball. All right, we have 1 out here. No runners on here in the top of the ninth. Padres are winning, where the Mets are trailing 5-0. Carlos Mendoza looking disgusted right now here in the Mets dugout. All right, Brendan Nimmo.
And that's
that one right down the pipe.
99 mile per hour four-seam fastball right down the middle, 1 count.
Robert Suarez has 6 pitches. He has 4 strikes today. All right.
Pitch, and he
lines that
hits one, and that could be a double, and that will be a double for Nimmo. Nimmo, a stand-up double at second. His 21st double of the year on a line drive center field to Jackson Merrill.
Honestly, I really do think that Merrill, obviously, no, layout would have been impossible. You would have had to have some PCA material, speed, all of those factors that contribute to him as one of the closer 5-tool guys to it is. Obviously, he has the speed, he has the fielding, he has most of the stuff. But, obviously, I think he could have just gotten safe at first with the arm that Jackson has. All right, 1 out, 1 runner on, and currently Mark Vientos takes ball 1.
And he's 1 for 3. He has one of the 3 Mets hits of the day with a single in the first inning. And now the 1-0 count, the delivery to Vientos. And he hits that one. That's a foul ball with a 98 mile per hour sinker. Last night, as you could see, Soto, he has a bruised foot off of a foul ball that hit in the dirt and then hit his unprotected foot. Yep. So, right. And in yesterday's game, Vientos hit a home run, which was actually a grand slam for Vientos. And you could see there Soto in the dugout.
You know, these games in the series have been very close. Besides the one yesterday, obviously. But the game 1 on the 28th was very close. It was 7-6. All right, Vientos swings through that one for a 2-2 count.
2-2 count.
All right, 2-2. 1 away.
To Vientos now. And he
Swings
strikes
that
out
one.
swinging. 91.5 mile per hour changeup. Round that up to 92 for the second out.
Francisco Lindor is 0 for 3 on the night. He's up. The great power-hitting shortstop.
Now, the game's not close, but do you think they'll put in someone like a guy like Luis Ansel Acuna on second base for to pinch hit or pinch run for McNeil? Not McNeil, Nimmo.
Maybe. I mean, if they can get a runner on third, definitely. But the way they're heading, I don't think so. I don't think they'll get to it. All right, 0-1 for Francisco Lindor.
Lindor is 0 for 3. He popped out to third, slide out to center, and grounded out to first. Now, Lindor.
They haven't really shown any signs of hope. Let's see if he can do anything. But it's 0-2 currently. 1 pitch away from getting the win here.
Francisco Lindor. Francisco Lindor. Francisco Lindor.
All right. Let's see what's going to happen here. 0-2. 2 outs. Runner on second.
And that's put in play.
Grounded.
Iglesias to throw to first, and he is out. And that is the ball game, folks. Padres win 5-0. I'm Eddie McPhillips, joined by James One, and we're signing off.